Hey, Cowboys Nation, this is Cowboys Wire News, your home for breaking news, smart analysis, rumors, and film room insights. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a snap. Let's talk America's team. The rumor mill has exploded in Dallas, and the city is buzzing with an intensity that has not been felt in years. Reports have started circulating that the Cowboys are on the verge of a major shake-up, one that could redefine their offensive dynamics for seasons to come. Sources suggest that Terry McLaurin, the dynamic wide receiver who has dazzled fans with his route-running precision and jaw-dropping athleticism, might be joining the Cowboys. Imagine the ripple effects in the locker room, where a player of McLaurin's caliber could instantly shift the hierarchy and morale. This isn't just about talent acquisition, it's about a statement. The Cowboys, often scrutinized for their high-profile moves and sometimes unpredictable strategy, appear to be doubling down on offense in a way that signals ambition, urgency, and perhaps a subtle message to the league that Dallas intends to compete at the highest level. The speculation alone has fans, analysts, and social media buzzing with endless scenarios, debates, and predictions about how this potential signing could transform game plans, chemistry, and the entire identity of the team, from the front office to the stands. Everyone is trying to make sense of the timing. Terry McLaurin, known for his explosive plays, his ability to break coverage with agility and speed, and his resilience in high-pressure situations, has been linked to other teams in the past, but none carry the weight of Dallas' historical expectations. The Cowboys are notorious for building around star talent, and adding McLaurin could be a move designed to finally cement a more permanent defensive identity. Analysts are already imagining the combinations with existing stars, the shift in defensive responsibilities, and how opposing teams might need to reimagine their strategies just to contain him. Meanwhile, fans are reacting with a mixture of euphoria, disbelief, and cautious optimism. Some are questioning whether this is a calculated risk or a gamble that could backfire under pressure. Regardless, the sheer possibility of Terry McLaurin walking into AT&T Stadium has created a whirlwind of conversation, social media trends, and speculative takes that show no signs of slowing down. The strategic implications are enormous. McLaurin brings not only raw talent, but also a veteran presence and leadership qualities that could influence younger receivers and the overall culture in Dallas. Imagine practice sessions where McLaurin's work ethic and competitive drive push teammates to new levels, elevating performance across the roster. Coaches would have more options in designing plays, utilizing McLaurin in various formations and situations, creating mismatches that could bewilder defenses week after week. The narrative around the team would inevitably change, highlighting ambition, forward thinking, and a renewed commitment to winning. Even the business side can't be ignored. Merchandise sales, media attention, and fan engagement would likely spike, creating a perfect storm of excitement. Conversations that were once focused on long-term rebuilding might shift to immediate championship potential. Every touchdown catch, every highlight reel moment would be dissected and celebrated by fans and analysts alike, fueling a cycle of hype that could define the team's image for years. Of course, skeptics abound. Some are questioning whether McLaurin's style truly fits Dallas' offensive philosophy, pondering the impact on salary cap management, and debating the risk of injuries in high-stakes games. But even the critics can't escape the magnetism of the rumor itself. The idea of McLaurin in a Cowboys uniform has already sparked imaginative projections about season outcomes, playoff runs, and possible rivalries reignited. Social media platforms are exploding with mock drafts, potential formations, and discussions about how the quarterback-receiver connection might evolve. Analysts are weighing McLaurin's strengths against the team's current roster, highlighting potential synergies and areas of concern. Every angle seems to suggest that if the deal goes through, it would not just be a transaction, it would be a signal, a turning point, a defining moment for a franchise hungry for success and relevance on the national stage. Fans are taking the speculation personally, with debates spilling into every corner of the internet. There are those who envision a renaissance of Dallas football, where McLaurin becomes a symbol of a renewed offensive powerhouse. Others warn that expectations are being inflated prematurely, cautioning against emotional reactions and insisting that the pressure could be immense for a player suddenly thrust into the spotlight of a franchise with such storied history. Yet, regardless of opinion, one thing is undeniable: the buzz itself is infectious. Conversations in sports bars, online forums, and living rooms across the country are dominated by the same theme. What would Terry McLaurin mean for Dallas? Even casual observers are intrigued, drawn into a narrative that feels larger than the individual player, larger than any one game, and somehow symbolic of ambition, risk, and the endless pursuit of glory in professional sports as night falls over Dallas. The city seems electrified. News outlets and social media channels are flooded with speculation, memes, and analysis, creating a cultural moment that extends beyond football. The rumor, whether fully true or not, has created a sensation, a kind of collective heartbeat that fans are feeling everywhere. Sports commentators are already discussing potential contract structures, endorsements, and long-term implications. If this move materializes, it could redefine not only the team's offensive strategy, but also its marketability, influence, and aura across the league. For a city hungry for headline-making excitement, for fans craving a return to glory, the very mention of Terry McLaurin in Dallas has reignited dreams, debates, and an anticipation that feels almost tangible. Every passing hour seems to increase the intensity, making this rumor feel like an unstoppable force, one that will dominate conversations until clarity is finally provided. The second wave of speculation delves deeper into what McLaurin's arrival might signify for the Cowboys' overall trajectory, beyond immediate offensive gains. Analysts are considering long-term strategy, player morale, and team culture. Adding a receiver of his caliber could shift defensive focus away from other stars, creating opportunities for breakout performances across the roster. Imagine a scenario where cornerbacks are constantly drawn to McLaurin, opening lanes for running backs, tight ends, and even the quarterback to operate more freely. Coaches would suddenly have the flexibility to experiment with innovative plays, exploiting mismatches and creating an offense that feels unpredictable yet cohesive. In this context, the signing is not merely a roster update, it becomes a narrative about ambition, strategy, and the art of football chess. The excitement extends beyond the field, with fan forums, podcasts, and sports shows speculating endlessly about potential highlights, touchdown connections, and the dramatic moments that could define McLaurin's tenure in Dallas. Financially, the potential acquisition has far-reaching implications. McLaurin commands a premium salary, and the management must balance enthusiasm with pragmatism. This isn't simply about adding a player, it's about recalibrating contracts, evaluating long-term investments, and projecting return on investment both on and off the field. Dallas has historically demonstrated a willingness to make bold moves, and this potential signing fits that mold. Merchandise sales, ticket demand, and fan engagement could skyrocket, translating athletic success into financial gain. Social media buzz, already electric, could further amplify visibility for the franchise, making it a trending topic not just nationally but globally. The anticipation of McLaurin donning the Cowboys jersey has created a momentum that feels almost unstoppable, illustrating the intertwined nature of sports, business, and fandom in the modern era. Fans are, predictably, divided. Some embrace the potential signing with open arms, dreaming of spectacular catches, highlight reels, and playoff implications. Others are cautious, wary of inflated expectations and the possibility that McLaurin may not seamlessly integrate into Dallas' offensive system. The tension itself is part of the allure. Debates rage on. Social media polls dominate timelines, and every minor update is dissected and analyzed for clues. Analysts speculate about everything, from McLaurin's chemistry with the quarterback to his adaptability under pressure, while fans craft hypothetical highlight packages and game scenarios. The rumor, even in the absence of confirmation, has already shaped the narrative around the team, demonstrating the power of expectation, imagination, and the collective emotional investment of the fanbase. In practice, McLaurin's skill set could redefine defensive planning across the league. Opposing teams would need to reconsider coverage schemes, matchups, and strategic planning to mitigate his impact. His speed, agility, and ability to create separation make him a formidable threat, capable of altering the outcome of games simply through his presence. Coaches might experiment with unconventional formations, using McLaurin in motion, on jet sweeps, or in trick plays designed to maximize his strengths beyond tactical considerations. The psychological effect on opponents cannot be underestimated. Knowing that a player of McLaurin's talent is on the field could force defensive coordinators to overcompensate, inadvertently creating opportunities elsewhere. This level of strategic complexity adds another layer to the speculation, fueling excitement, debate, and anticipation for what could unfold on game day. Media coverage has intensified to a near frenzy, Sports networks, podcasts, YouTube channels, and social media influencers are dissecting every hint, leak, and tweet that could suggest movement in negotiations. Analysts break down previous performances, contract structures, and potential synergy with existing players, creating a narrative web that keeps fans hooked. Every rumor, every whisper, feels monumental, magnified by the high stakes and historical weight of the Cowboys franchise. Even casual observers are drawn in, caught up in the spectacle of speculation. The coverage has become a cultural event, transforming the potential signing from a simple player acquisition into a story of ambition, risk, and the magnetic pull of possibility. Ultimately, the McLaurin rumor embodies more than football. It's about aspiration, imagination, and the intoxicating thrill of what could be. For Dallas, it represents hope, ambition, and a possible turning point. For fans, it offers stories, debates, and dreams of spectacular plays and historic seasons. For analysts, it is a puzzle of strategy, finance, and performance to unpack. And for the league, it signals that Dallas may be preparing to make waves, asserting its intent to compete, dominate, and redefine expectations. The rumor, even without confirmation, has already reshaped conversations, fueling imagination, debate, and anticipation at every level. The possibility of Terry McLaurin joining the Cowboys has captured hearts and minds, setting the stage for a narrative that will unfold with every passing day. Until clarity finally arrives, before we roll on, subscribe to Cowboys Wire News, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Your support keeps the Dallas Cowboys updates coming. Tell us what you think in the comments. The excitement around Terry McLaurin potentially joining the Cowboys has reached a fever pitch, and the speculation shows no signs of slowing down. Fans are imagining him running crisp routes down the sidelines, breaking tackles, and making clutch catches in critical moments. The quarterback-receiver connection is already a topic of intense debate, with social media exploding with theories about how quickly chemistry could develop. Some envision McLaurin becoming the focal point of Dallas offense, drawing double coverage and opening opportunities for other players to shine. Others are predicting a seamless integration, where his versatility allows coaches to innovate and create plays that take full advantage of his speed, agility, and football IQ. Even casual observers are captivated by the story, discussing potential matchups, highlight plays, and the drama of how a single acquisition could shift the trajectory of an entire season. Every rumor about contract negotiations, timing, and official announcements is analyzed, creating a level of hype that transforms speculation into an all-consuming conversation that dominates fan discussions, sports media, and even casual chatter about football culture in Dallas. Beyond the field, the potential arrival of McLaurin sparks speculation about the wider impact on team dynamics and leadership. He brings more than athletic ability. His presence could reshape locker room culture, influence practice intensity, and even inspire younger players to elevate their game. Coaches might leverage his work ethic as an example, creating a domino effect that improves performance across the roster. Analysts are already debating how his personality and professionalism would mesh with existing stars, and whether his leadership could catalyze a new era for the Cowboys. Even rival teams are likely strategizing in response, imagining defensive adjustments, coverage schemes, and ways to mitigate his impact. The anticipation alone has become a spectacle, as fans create social media campaigns, mock highlight reels, and endless discussions about what McLaurin could represent for the team. Every tweet, post, and news snippet fuels a narrative that grows bigger by the hour, reinforcing the idea that this potential signing is not just a transaction, it is a cultural event, a moment of collective imagination and excitement for Dallas football. Meanwhile, the rumor has sparked an explosion of fan engagement, turning social media into a constant hub of analysis, speculation, and hype. From forums to video reactions, every possible scenario is being dissected: how McLaurin could fit into offensive schemes, how defenses would respond, and how his presence could redefine rivalries in the league. Memes, predictions, and debates are flooding timelines, reflecting a collective fascination with the possibilities. Analysts compare his past performance, stats, and durability, speculating how he can handle the pressure of playing in a high-profile market like Dallas. Even local businesses, sponsors, and media outlets are anticipating the buzz, understanding that the economic and cultural impact could extend far beyond the field. In essence, McLaurin's potential arrival has become more than a football rumor. It's a story that encompasses ambition, strategy, culture, and imagination. captivating not just fans of the Cowboys, but football enthusiasts everywhere. Every passing hour intensifies the speculation, making it impossible to ignore, and ensuring that this narrative will dominate conversations until the first official confirmation finally arrives. That's a wrap from Cowboys Wire News. For breaking Cowboys updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Tell us your take in the comments.